So there's this book that's actually been banned in some prisons because of its brutal manipulation tactics they're afraid the inmates might use. It's called The 48 Laws of Power. It was written in 1999 by Robert Greene, and some very powerful men such as Jay-Z, Kanye West, and 50 Cent have often referenced this book. Now, I think as men, all of us have a deep desire to be more powerful and to have power over other people. So I've extracted the top laws from this book that are the most relevant for men to use and implement in 2023. But first, I have to warn you that none of these laws are going to be effective if you're dressed like a complete slob. And that is why I am pumped to announce that the new Edge collection just went live. Our fastest selling product of all time, the performance joggers, are finally back in stock. What sets these apart from other joggers is the elongated ankle cuff that gives them that clean, tapered fit every time. Also, our tech backpack is back and better than ever. I hate how most backpacks look cheesy and immature, and that's why I designed the tech backpack. It has a clean, minimal look that actually adds to your style. It's just the perfect masculine bag. And introducing our new enhanced mesh tee. This is the perfect gym shirt, built from our enhanced mesh fabric that has extreme breathability, sweat wicking technology, and crazy four-way stretch. And also our all-new performance logo socks. Look, the summer's basically here, and these just look and feel absolutely amazing. Just go to edgelifestyle.com or click that first link in description to shop now. And because you're watching my video, I'm gonna hook you up with a little coupon code that's gonna save you 10% off your entire order. Do not hesitate. These items are gonna sell out quickly again. Law number 1, control the options. The best deceptions are the ones that seem to give the other person a choice. Your victims feel they are in control, but are actually your puppets. I think it's pretty basic knowledge that everyone wants to feel like they're in control of their life, and nobody wants to feel like someone else is taking advantage of them, right? And at the same time, people like having different choices. It's like back when we were kids and we were taking a test, like I preferred to have a multiple choice test because that would be easier than if I had to like write the answer from scratch. And the whole point here is you can manipulate these basic parts of human nature by pre-selecting choices and then presenting them to someone so they feel like they're in control and they feel like they're being respected, but really no matter what they choose, it's going to be an ideal outcome for you because you made the choices. Now, a common way this comes into play in modern life is if you're trying to schedule a date with a girl, because sometimes it can feel a bit like intimidating or you're not sure how to do it. Maybe you want to try and be really authoritative, like,
hey, meet me at this location on this day.
But then maybe like she's not free that day, or maybe it seems insecure, like you're trying to overcompensate and be this manly man. So at first just say, do you want to hang out sometime later this week? And once she says yeah or sure, now is where you give her the illusion of choice and you pick 2 nights that will work for you, and then you ask her, okay, cool, does Tuesday or Wednesday night work for you? And this does 2 things. First of all, it makes her feel like she's, playing a role and she's able to have some control over when the date's gonna be. And second, there's actually a much higher probability that one of those days is gonna work for her. Or maybe you're in your professional life, you need someone to get a bunch of things done for you and they're kind of being lazy or putting it off. You could say, hey, it's up to you. Do you wanna do that call with the ad agency today, or do you wanna write out that email sequence today? What makes more sense for you? Either way, they have to get started doing something today, but they feel like they have the choice and they're gonna be more motivated and more likely to do it. Law number 2, never appear too perfect. It is smart to occasionally display defects and admit to harmless vices in order to deflect envy and appear more human and approachable. So another basic part of human nature is we don't really like when someone else is doing better than us because it reflects badly on us. This is why people hate on famous, successful people all the time. You look up any like Instagram post ESPN does of LeBron James and it's full of comments just viciously hating on LeBron. Or I've even seen it that as I've leveled up my life over the 6 years I've been doing YouTube and I've made more money and I've gotten a girlfriend and my whole lifestyle's leveled up, I've gotten more and more hate comments. Or maybe you were the first one in your friend group who started hitting the gym or trying to talk to girls and it feels like your friends are trying to hold you back.
Why are you doing that, bro? That's kind of weird. You don't gotta try so hard.
The point is, when we see someone else rising above us, it makes us very aware that that person is taking action and doing things that we wish we could do, but for some reason we haven't been able to do that. And that doesn't feel good. So the way you implement this is while you're working your ass off to level up your life, you're also owning your weaknesses when you're talking to other people. So when you're talking to your friends, rather than bragging about your wins, oh, I slept with this girl last night, I just got my YouTube channel started. Instead, tell them about the weaknesses. Tell them about that girl that rejected you, that embarrassing moment, because now it's relatable. They're gonna be on your side and they're gonna be cheering for you to win. In my YouTube videos, you guys know I try and do the same thing. I try and tell stories of times in the past where I was like brutally rejected or lost a bunch of money or did some stupid shit. And part of that is just because they're good like teaching moments where I learned really important lessons, but also I'm trying to own my weaknesses. I'm not perfect. I'm just another dude on this journey. Law number 3, always say less than necessary. Say little and be ambiguous, leaving the meaning to others to interpret. The less you say, the more intimidating and powerful you are. So I'm someone who's extremely introverted. Growing up, I was very shy, not that socially confident. But then at one point I realized, wait, I can kind of manipulate this into being a bit of a superpower. Because here's the thing, I already know in my head like what I know and what I believe and what I want. So if I talk about all these things, that doesn't really accomplish anything. Instead, it's a lot better to try and have everyone around me opening up about what they believe and what they want. That's new information. Because at the end of the day, what is power? Power is being able to control the outcome of different situations, right? And in order for me to control the outcome of a situation that involves other people, I kind of need to know what their motivations are. I need to know what they want to get out of it. But we have this like stupid masculine pride that makes us want to go around and always tell people how things should be or what our opinion is or what our ideal solution is. At the end of the day, that's actually causing us to have less power. And it's just kind of annoying if we're being honest, right? No one likes that guy. So what I try and do now is identify what's important to other people. Maybe Julia comes to me and she's, complaining about something. Instead of trying to offer a solution, I try and see, why is she actually telling me this? Or maybe I have an employee who's doing well and I want to give them a raise because I think that'll make them happy. But at the end of the day, they don't really care as much about making more money. They just want to have like the freedom to take this trip next month. I don't need to go around just offering random solutions. I can just say, hey, Julia, it seems like you're upset about this. What can I do to help? Or I'm talking to my employee and I think they're like hinting that they want to raise. Well, maybe I say, you've been doing a great job lately. What would be important to you? The point is, when I'm talking to anyone, ideally, I'm talking like 20% of the time. They're talking 80% of the time. That way I can really understand them and then base my next actions on all this new information I'm getting. Law number 4, win through your actions, never through arguments. Demonstrate your points rather than arguing. Arguing rarely changes anyone's mind, but people believe what they see. So like all around me, I see people complaining because they don't feel like they're getting what they deserve. For a long time, I felt like I deserved to have a cool girlfriend, but I didn't have one. There's been times with my YouTube career, I felt like I deserved to get more views than I was getting, but I wasn't getting them. Maybe you feel like you deserve to make more money, but your boss has not given you a raise in the last year or two. Or when you're hanging out with a new group of people, they're not giving you the respect that you feel you deserve. After a lot of years of like not really getting what I wanted out of life, I realized this is just like the wrong way to look at life. If you go around worrying about you're not getting what you deserve, you're not dealing with like the core of the fucking problem here, bro. Instead, you need to, through your actions, prove that you're so good that they cannot ignore you. And by the way, that's another really good book. It's called So Good They Cannot Ignore You by Stephen Pressfield. Maybe read that after the 48 Laws of Power. Y'all know recently I've been playing a lot of paddle, which is like this European version of tennis that's super fun. And there's a lot of times where I like lose a set to someone that I feel that I'm better than. And I'm like, man, if we could just play them again, maybe we could win. But it's like, no, bro, I need to like level up my skills that I'm so good that I'm going to win even if I don't have the perfect game. If your dating life kind of sucks right now, well, you need to level yourself up so that you're so good that women cannot ignore you. If you get fit in the gym, you level up your money, you level up your style, you groom your facial hair better. It's going to be a point where it would be like stupid for women not to pay attention to you and give you the chance to go on a date. You don't want to be sitting around just like hoping that one day I get lucky and the perfect girl walks into my life and she's my girlfriend and I live happily ever after. Bro, you have no control over luck. And when you don't have control over something, you have no power. You're powerless in your dating life if this is how you feel. And the same thing if you're trying to make content on YouTube or Instagram. You need to make the content so fucking good that after someone sees one of your videos, they're like, I need to see more. If you're just hoping that people keep watching because like, well, no, I think it was a good video, man. Well, you've already lost. Law number 5, never outshine the master. Ensure that those above you always feel superior. Go out of your way to make your bosses look better and feel smarter than anyone else. Everyone is insecure, but an insecure boss can retaliate more strongly than others can. So I think as part of this whole woke movement, a lot of people feel entitled that they should be given the same respect as everyone else, regardless of their accomplishments. And that's bullshit, man. That's not how the world works. It's never how the world's worked. There's always been a hierarchy of importance. In the military, there's a chain of command. You're not just enlisting and then giving orders on how things should go. That's not how the world works. Like, the world is not fair, bro, and it's not supposed to be. And we need to bring this same sense of ownership to our own lives that exists in somewhere like the military. Your boss doesn't owe you anything. He's earned his way there. Whether or not you agree how he's earned his way there, he is above you. If I was to run into the other beast on YouTube, Mr. Beast, tomorrow, I'm not going to be talking to him like I know YouTube better than him, bro. He's one of the biggest YouTubers out there. I would give him the respect that he's fucking earned. He is above me on the YouTube chain of command, right? And the point is, we need to start looking at people above us as a source of information. We need to go to them hungry to learn from them. We need to praise them and give them the respect that they've earned, because otherwise we're just approaching things from a place of like envy and thinking that
we should be the top person because it's us and the world should be fair.
And you can look at this as like kissing ass if you want, or whatever you want to call it. But again, the whole purpose of this video was how do you become a more powerful person? And by being nice and being on the good side of powerful people, that's going to make your journey to power a whole lot fucking easier than if you walk around with a bitter attitude of resentment towards these people. Not only can you learn from them, but they can also help you out. Law number 6, interaction with boldness. Everyone admires the bold. The timid are frowned upon. Consequently, you should not choose a course of action half-heartedly. Your doubts will become apparent and will tarnish your reputation. It's always better to act boldly. Any mistakes made are easily compensated by acting even more audaciously. So when I used to see a girl that I wanted to talk to, like I wasn't that confident. I wasn't sure it was gonna work out. So I'd probably kind of like, half wander over there. Maybe if I made perfect eye contact with her, I'd be like, hey. I wouldn't say it that loudly. A lot of times the girl would walk by me. Like I was not having any success at that time. Each approach I did was just half-assed. Maybe the most important lesson I've ever learned in my life is I will never regret something that I did too aggressively or too assertively, but I will oftentimes regret things that I did kind of like passively or half-assed. If you're on a date with a girl and it's going well and you say, hey, I'm having a good time, let's keep this going, you wanna come back to my place, even if she doesn't say yes, you're not gonna be beating yourself up about it. Like you shot your shot. You can be proud of that. The same thing if you walk into your boss's office and say, hey, I want to contribute more to this business and I would like to get a pay bump to go along with that. Can we put together a plan to get me there? Even if your boss turns you down, you're not going to go home like holding your head down. You're going to be like, man, I wanted something. I went for it. It didn't work out. That's all right. Like whenever these moments in life where you feel nervous, right? You're a bit concerned about what's about to happen because maybe it feels like there's a lot riding on this opportunity. Those are the moments where it's most important to look in the mirror, take a few deep breaths, and go do that thing like a fucking boss, even if you're not sure it's gonna work. You approach that girl with as much confidence as you can. You walk into your boss's office with your head up. The difficult moments in our lives are really like the make or break points that determine where our life branches off from there. And if you always take the more assertive route, even if things don't work out in that moment, you're building yourself into being a more assertive man who's in the habits of going after what he wants, rather than becoming the guy and building the habit who like kind of shies away from these parts of your life or shies away from these opportunities or half-ass does things. These are all habits that we're building. It's important that we build these habits the right way. That is the main reason that I've been able to change my life from a really shy, insecure, lost guy to, where I am now. And I know a lot of people more successful than me, higher up on that hierarchy we're talking about, but I've really made it a habit when there's an opportunity to go in there with my head up and just give it my all, because I'm never going to look back and regret having tried to do something that maybe I couldn't have done, but I fucking tried to do it with all of my confidence that I could muster up. If you made it to the end of this video, I recommend you check out this one next. It is about 5 masculine ways to stop looking at women with lust. This is key. And if you're new to the channel, click down there to subscribe, as I release 2 new videos every single week and you don't want to miss them. I'll talk to y'all in the next video. Stay beastly.